Woman finds out a deceased veteran is on a plane, refuses to let it go. One veteran soldier's body was carried by plane to his native for his last rituals. Despite the seats being occupied and no one had any problem with the situation. But there was someone who was about to make a big fuss. An African woman out of nowhere suddenly stood and announced something that shook everyone at the airport. What happened next left the crowd in tears. Denise Snow learned that a deceased veteran was being flown back to his home country to be buried as she was getting on the plane. She stood up in the middle of the airport and made a big scene as soon as she realized she would be traveling on the same airplane as the soldier's remains. It is always a delicate situation for everyone concerned when a fallen soldier is sent home by an airline. Denise knew, when a woman discovered that a fallen veteran was aboard her flight, she immediately made her thoughts clear. Every time a deceased soldier is flown home by an airline, it is a sensitive situation for everyone concerned. In order to protect the priceless cargo and the sensitivity of the situation, bodyguards and airline staff must actually adhere to a correct routine. So, when it was announced that a Vietnam veteran who had served more than 2 decades in the U.S. military was being discharged for his final journey, Alaska Airlines passengers were humbled into silence. It was not what it looked like, and things were going to take an unexpected turn. One very outspoken woman, on the other hand, was not prepared to let the matter slide without voicing her opinions. According to Julia Coleman Jetta, who was making her way from Seattle, Washington, to Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport with her husband Neil, the flight attendant shook the airport when she abruptly broke the silence to express her feelings about traveling with a deceased veteran. What she did was just speechless, and everyone in the crowd didn't see it coming. Denise Snow, an employee of Alaska Airlines, stunned the audience by piercing the calm with a stirring performance of the national anthem as a mark of respect for the soldier. Fortunately, Neil instantly took out his phone and captured the priceless moment. Not only did he videotape, but his wife shared the heart-touching event with the public on her social media handle. "I was holding back tears," Jetta wrote in her Facebook post. In fact, this overwhelming incident happened in the Anchorage airport just before the couple was about to board their flight to Seattle. "A fallen soldier's ashes were being carried home on our plane. He served 21 selfless years in our military. What a moving experience, and what an amazing voice of the Alaska Airlines employee." Once Snow was informed that the veteran, identified only as AJ, was making his final trip home, she did something unexpectedly commendable. She announced the presence of his remains and stated that she would be offering the Star-Spangled Banner as a tribute to him. Everyone in the room instantly stopped and saluted her when they heard her hauntingly beautiful voice. Neil, the person who took the video, claimed that almost everyone in the airport stood at attention to pay respect to the fallen soldier. He claims that all but 2 people stood in reverence of Snow's performance of the national anthem. "It was awesome to see the hundreds of people stop in their tracks to pull their hats off and stand at attention to show their respect," he commented. Although Snow isn't required to do anything special to honor military personnel, she chooses to sing the national anthem anytime a fallen soldier is transported on her flight. Additionally, she does the same in honor of veterans making the Honor Flight, which was founded by a non-profit organization dedicated to transporting U.S. military veterans to visit war memorials free of charge. But what was the response of Denise Snow to this whole scenario? Denise Snow hasn't come forward with any response to the adulation she's received from the recording of her singing, which has since gone viral. In fact, it seems as if she hopes to deflect the attention from her otherworldly talents to the men and women whom she chooses to honor. It's encouraging to see a worker at one of the busiest and most demanding occupations taking time out of her day to honor those who have served our nation. Perhaps if more people did the same, we wouldn't be as politically and socially divided as we are today.